there's an exercise that I participated in, and all they said to us was, when you come back tomorrow, bring a denomination, a bill that means something to you, right? So 10, 20, 100, whatever dollar amount kind of, means something to you, bring it to our meeting tomorrow. So, okay, that's fine. So I get to this meeting and they start to say, okay, do you remember yesterday when we talked about bringing a dollar denomination that means something to you? Okay, and we trust that you all followed that instruction. And we started to talk about what money means to people, whether they came from much or little. And, if you can go back and think about your first memory of money, what is it? And how did your parents treat money? And as this conversation unfolded, you'd see people's physical body language change. Saw one gal, and she had a hooded sweatshirt on, and she put her hands inside her pocket. And then before you knew it, she was bent over like this. And before you knew it, she had her hood up and her hands in her pocket like this. And then you had some people that were very open posture, relaxed. And what was interesting is we went around the room and said, how much did you bring with you? Right? Like, take out your denomination and open your hand. And the resistance people had, this gal, and she's great, she's since passed away sadly, but she opened up her hand and she had this crumpled dollar bill. That thing was like turning into a diamond in her hand. And she had it, one hand in here, the other hand around it, in her pocket, hood up, covered the money, right? That dollar meant everything to her. And she wasn't in a position where she could lose it, or psychologically, she was in no position to lose that. There were other people that had, $100 bill laid in their hand, laid flat on their leg, very open posture, but was not going to let anybody see what that dollar amount was, and hesitate to show that $100 is a meaningful dollar amount. When you're sitting next to a woman where she's, just grasping at a dollar. And so you see it unfold, and you can see it in people's body language, right? But the story that they used to kind of open my mind and heart around this was, there is a body of water in the Middle East where the water just flows in. Right? The water just continually flows in, and there's no outlets. And it's called the Dead Sea, because nothing can live in it, because the salt water just continues to come in and cycle around, and the salt content has gone up to the point where it just kills all the wildlife. And it's scientifically true that if you just had an outlet dug so that the water could come in, circulate, and go back out again, more can come in than goes out, but something's got to go out to keep life in that body of water. And we view money the same way, which is, you could have money coming in, but if you don't do something and allow some of that money to move through to your family, nonprofits, whatever it might be, it becomes a dead asset, and it will poison you. We've seen it over the last 25 years. It will poison people. And so we really encourage them, just start with something small, right? Like, establish, a financial plan that says you're going to be fine. Here's our, we can't call it proof, right? But here's our output showing that based on our inputs, you're going to be fine. Test this theory, give a little bit of money away, see how it feels, increase your giving as you go and see if that feels better. Don't be surprised if more money pours into the pond than goes out.